My name's Justin J. I'm here kind of promoting and putting the finishing touches on a book project that I've been working on for about 10 years now called HI1K. So the title of the book is HI1K. It's 10 years, 1,000 moments on the North Shore of Hawaii. And so originally started as a kind of passion / editorial project, and it just grew. And then after 5 years, I was like, oh, that's a nice round number. And then every year I just love coming back here because I just met so many incredible people, and it's tends to be kind of an insular community. And so every year I've came back, I've been able to kind of develop and cultivate more relationships and more access, and that leads to better photos. And so after 10 years, I finally decided to collaborate with Indoic, and we're gonna put out a book this spring. My favorite types of photos are quiet moments captured of people that we all know that are incredibly famous. Like, we've seen pictures of Kelly being chaired up the beach, and we've seen pictures of Kelly in a barrel, and like all these very famous surfers. But to be able to put myself in the perspective of, even when I was shooting hip hop, like I try to imagine myself as like the biggest 12-year-old fan, and like, what would I want to see? Like, I want to see what their closet looks like. I want to see like what they ate for breakfast. I want to see like what their mental preparation is before they go on stage or before they paddle out. And so I think, you know, those quiet moments are some of my favorite images because they're unguarded, but they also tell so much about the individual. This picture of Mark Cunningham and John, it was a really bittersweet day for John and Kelly. It was like extremely ironic. Like, Mick ended up winning the title, John won the Triple Crown, and Kelly won pipe, and Kelly and John were both like livid because John wanted the elusive pipe title, Kelly wanted the world title, and it was like, you guys just accomplished this amazing feat, and like they were both so unhappy, and John was just very melancholy, and I got to witness this moment of Mark Cunningham coming over and just like giving him this hug, and it was just so sincere and authentic, and John kind of just, his veneer cracked for a moment, and he was actually happy for a brief moment, and then it kind of faded again. It was like a real bittersweet moment. And then about an hour later, I took a picture of Kelly Slater walking back on the bike path at dusk, completely by himself, kind of almost a little bit defeated, like walking back to his house. And it was like, here he is, he's like the, you know, multi-world champion surfer, incredibly famous, probably one of the best that ever did it, walking by himself, no fans, no entourage. And it was just like a really, like, it was an interesting moment, to say the least. You know, they tell a pretty amazing story. Another one of my favorite photos is this picture of Buttons, and I'd been introduced to him through Reno Abalera, and I'd spent the day shooting at sunset, and we went back to Buttons' house, and for some reason he disappeared, and then 2 minutes later he just came back wearing this red wig with this huge smile on his face, and like I got a couple frames, and then it was just, the moment was gone, you know, and it was like a real kind of special day. And at one point it was just the two of us, and he kind of came up to me, and like he just like really opened his heart, and he's like, you know, despite all the problems that I've had in my life, like, I never hurt anybody else. Like, I only hurt myself. And it was like, he just gave me this very like sincere confession. It was like really kind of touching and breathtaking. I really love this picture of Lindy Irons. She's like so beautiful in this photo. And I've always thought of her as like the Jackie Kennedy of the surf world, in the sense that she's so graceful and so beautiful, and like holds herself so well, but she's also just always going to be inextricably linked to this like extremely tragic character, and it just places her in a really interesting spectrum in the world of surfing. But she's fantastic and just radiates warmth, and I'm always just really thrilled to get to shoot in her sphere. For me, I'm hoping this project feels like a tribute or a yearbook for a particular point in time, like this particular decade. I'm hoping that people can like open this book and feel, whether they've ever been here or not, that they've been able to experience like the inside true culture of the North Shore, and get to see private moments with athletes that they may or may not be familiar with, and get to see behind the scenes moments that you're not going to see on the WSL broadcast or in magazines or on the computer. And I just want to really humanize all of these amazing people that I've been able to come in contact with, and tell their stories in a way that to some degree it kind of falls through the cracks. You know, like we all know that Kelly Slater is amazing on a wave, or we all know what some of these kids can do like in the lineup, but to be able to see them up close and in their house and laughing and eating and interacting with their friends or drinking a beer on a lawn, or sometimes really having an incredibly emotional moment after losing a heat that you wouldn't normally see once they leave the beach. I just hope that people are able to feel like they've gotten to experience what I have been blessed to be a part of for the last decade.